Here's my sizzle.
I'm all this way just to die?
Hello guys, welcome back to another YouTube video here today, and we're coming at you with a brand new Rafa build, and this is Beam Tosser Rafa, which is also Elemental Rafa, does a really good elemental damage. This is not the mobbing setup, obviously, so if you're going to be mobbing, we switch to this and this. Can also use the Dark Beast if you want, or the Categorized Revenge if you want to, but you know, this is just more of a melee one setup, so Dark Beast really isn't needed here. Except for the linebacker. So this is kind of a melee one setup, except for the linebacker. The linebacker we are using for the crystals, because if you use the linebacker for ordinate enemies and the Bloom's crystals, it works really well. It will absolutely wreck the crystals in seconds. Like, trust me. So the linebacker for that, for crystals and ordinate enemies, the complex root for mobbing. This is a shotgun Jacob's version. This is the best version you can get, except for the max. This is not max damage. And then we're using a cyclone. This isn't the best cyclone I got. This is probably the worst cyclone I got. But this is the current cyclone we got on this character. And then we're using the beam tosser for bossing, which is really good. And then we're using the amp and enrage rep kit. You can use this one for amp, so you don't really need the enrage, but double amp is really nice for this. And then we're using the crit knife, which you don't need, but we can use it for extra damage. And then we're using the devastating dancer. This one has action skill cooldown rate and action skill duration, which is really good. And then we're using the siphon amp watts for dinner, which is really good. So this gives you extra bonus shock damage. And then we're using a head ringer for our linebacker. This one has shotgun splash damage, shotgun critical, and shotgun splash radius. You're really looking for the splash radius mostly for this. The shotgun critical is really nice though, because that does benefit the beam tosser, but the splash damage don't, because it's not, our beam tosser don't do splash damage. But this is really good. For the firmware, we are using 3 Deadeyes, 1 God Killer, and 1 Airstrike. So the reason why we are using 1 Airstrike, so for the linebacker, you want much splash radius as you possibly can get for the linebacker, so you can absolutely destroy the crystals within seconds. So you need the more splash radius there. Really good. Then we put 5 points in a sitar. So this gives you up to 25% gun damage. We put 5 points in the Lost Jara. This gives you action skill cooldown on critical hits. We put 2 points in a Mysterio, so you get 18% more skill damage. And then we put the other 3 into damage up to Del of the 30%. Then we put 5 points into overdrive duration. So this is really nice. We have extra overdrive duration. And then we put 5 points into Mario, this one, because we're not really doing a lot of fire rate stuff. So the extra gun damage here it's really nice. And then you're using Saltado. We're not using Saltado. Our class mod is doing this. So, and then we put 5 points into ammo regen, 5 points into Powdernto, 5 points in the first impression, so we get 30%, 50% more gun damage on the first shot full on a fully loaded mag. 1 point in the metal management, so when Rafa activates or retriggers his action skill, he consumes no ammo for duration, which is really nice. Then we put 5 points into brain dump, so we can get down the tree, which is but is also really nice. We get extra critical, and then we put 5 points into conducto, so this gives you a 30% status effect chance, and it gives you a 35% shock chance. And then we are using all. So whenever Rafa shocks an enemy, all shots fired at the enemy are critical hits for a duration, which is really nice. Which is why we are using a siphon amp watch for dinner. Because when we're shooting them, we're getting overshoot of some of our shots. So we're automatically shocking them. So then every shot is becoming a critical hit. So that's really nice. And then for specializations, we are using the best defense. You get 30% damage when shields are full. Then we put one. We're using riddle you this, so you get 1% gun damage per stack. And then we're using contamination, so you get critical hit, grant status effect, application chance. And then we're using now a caffeine, so when you're fighting Bloom, you can get your action skill back a lot easier. If you really want action skill back even easier, we don't have a triple bypass, but you could run a triple bypass for Bloom and get your action skill back. But I would definitely get one with Amp for sure. So that would be an easier chance to get, it would be easier to get your action skill back that way from Bloom. But far as it goes, we are using Amp and Enrage purple one, which because I like purple order rep kits. If you guys don't know by now, I prefer purple order rep kits because you get 2 effects versus 1. So the Amp and Enrage is really good because it benefits your first shot from the gun and to get extra damage, elemental damage, because Enrage is just extra damage, period. So I hope you guys enjoyed this build video. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.